Okay. Okay. Okay.
So yesterday we were talking about the rebase, right? We were talking about rebase, then conflicts on remote and all, right? Today, let's see few more interesting things. Like this is a repository we are working on, right? Let us get into few much more interesting things here. I'm going to create a file on remote, okay? From here, I'm creating, let's assume like some user has created some file here. It would be like a recap of the things we have learned yesterday. File 10. Okay, I just created some file 10 on this remote. So here definitely we don't have this file. Let's say like parallelly development is happening. Here I'm going to create some other file. Let's say index1.html, some HTML file. That's a HTML, a simple markup language. You can just write any dummy lines, that's fine. Okay, so this is one file I have created. And now I'm adding the changes on my local.
Excuse me, ma'am. Is it possible to increase the font? It's very tiny.
Yeah.
Thank you.
This font I can't increase, this one I can increase.
Yeah.
I think, yeah,
Thank you
this
so much.
also got, yeah, fine. But I think it might be so huge. Oh, okay, sample, right? Okay, fine. Now let's say, okay, I'm done with my changes. I want to push my changes to remote. Can you help me with the steps?
First, we need to do the git pull and then git push.
First we add or
Yeah, give me the command. What should I do? I want
git
to push
add?
my change.
Git.
No,
We
madam.
just did git add.
Okay.
Yes, git pull.
I want to push
Git
my
pull.
changes to remote.
Git pull origin.
Okay. Git push.
Yeah, I'm trying to
Can
push,
you hear
and
me?
also here
Pull.
one. See here, there were 13 commits.
I'm sorry.
Unmute and you can speak up. 13 commits were there, right? So now I just want to push. So this is the command, right? Git push origin master. I'm trying to push my changes. Now what it will tell if I try to push?
Username and password.
No, madam. Some updates are there in the master. We need to sync it up. Can you hear me?
I can hear you, but it is echoing someone.
Okay, now
Please
is it
sound.
clear, madam?
Yeah.
Yes. It is showing some updates, madam. Some updates we need to do.
Yeah, it will tell you that updates were rejected. You have to get the latest copy, right? You have to get the changes. So what do we do then? This is the scenario we already did yesterday. I'm just doing this quickly again. Okay, git pull origin, right? So what will happen now?
We got the latest copy.
Like a merge, right? Automatic merge. Do we get a conflict? See, we got this file, then we did not get any conflict. Okay. Then now I can push, git push origin master. Okay, so changes were pushed. Actually, we want to push a commit which we made here for index file, right? Now let's come here and refresh this. Why there were 2 commits? Earlier there were 13, now 15 commits. How come there is an additional commit? Actually, I made a commit on local. I want to push that. Isn't it? I made an index file there. I want to push that. But how come 2 commits were added? Let's see. See here, this is the one I want to push, index file. Correct commit related to index file. But what is this one? See, like I told you, pull is like a merge, right? If you are merging from remote to local, correct? So at that point, an additional commit is created just because we are merging. Totally, you are getting 2 commits, right? An additional commit is created into the current repo or else into the like a destination repo or else where you are pushing the changes. Finally, you are seeing an additional commit here. Is there any way to avoid this? Because I just don't want it, right? I just want to push a commit which I made locally, isn't it? Say I'm repeating again the same scenario. Like there were some changes happening here. To avoid this additional commit, I'm recreating the scenario. Okay, some changes happen here. And you can see if you go to the repo one, there were 16 commits. Okay, fine. Now let's say here I'm creating some file index 3. Okay, so now what should we do? Add this file and commit this file. Git add index file, index 3. Git commit -m some message. So now, like how to push our changes? Git push horizon master, right? So let's try to push the changes. Git push horizon. Obviously, it will tell you that updates were rejected. You have to get the latest changes, right? Let's see. Right now, to get the updates, what do we do? Git
Git
pull
pull
horizon master, right? But now, instead of just doing git pull master, let's pull with rebase. Git pull horizon master, right? Because see, whenever you are pulling, it's like a merge. It will create an additional commit ID. But with git pull horizon master, it will not create an additional merge ID. Let's do this git pull horizon master with rebase. It says it's rebasing. If you want, you can check the log, right? Right? This is the one. This is the commit we made actually here on local, right? You got this change as well. Now git push horizon master. Earlier there were 16 commits. Now I'm pushing the change. Yeah. Do you see here? There were no 18 commits, only 17 commits. And if you see the commit history, actually this is the one like we made it on local. Now you are pushing the changes. This is the one we got. Sorry, this is the one on remote. And finally, when you push, it was pushed as a one change, one new commit ID, right? This we made directly on remote, and this is from local. Not that two commits were pushed separately. One commit was pushed with all the changes. Means it's avoiding unnecessary merge IDs. There is no something like this one merge ID. We don't have this one, right? That's what full rebase does. This we can use so that we can avoid unnecessary commit IDs just because you're merging. This is the concept of full with rebase. Is this clear, everyone?
Ma'am, if you do
Ma'am,
that,
basically, rebase is basically like a sequence of the task, right? But when we do
That is
minus R,
rebase when you do it on local branches.
yeah.
Mm.
So how it is avoided the two commits, ma'am, when we use minus R?
That's what rebase we did yesterday is for the local branches. Git rebase, source branch, destination branch is integrating changes from one branch to another and it rewrites a log history. Here rebase is different. Here rebase is avoiding unnecessary commit IDs because you are merging. When you are merging and when you are pushing the changes, it will be pushed as two separate commits. But when you pull with rebase, it was adding an additional commit ID. And when you are pushing it, it will be pushed like one commit ID. That's what full rebase does. Full rebase is different from full rebase we did yesterday. Whole point is it avoids a new commit ID. Yesterday, it rewrites the log history. Today, the rebase we use today will be avoiding unnecessary commit IDs into the destination branch.
Thank you, ma'am.
madam, on top of master branch code, it will apply our local changes, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
The same thing can be implemented during the conflicts also. Yesterday, we have done conflict scenario on remote, right? Similarly, during the conflicts also, when you are pushing, two commits will be pushed. But you can push that with a rebase. Shall we proceed to look into that as well? First, I'll show you without rebase. Then I'll show you with rebase. Conflict scenario. Like without conflict scenario, I have shown you with rebase and without rebase. Now again, I'll show you the conflict scenario without rebase first, then with rebase. Good to go?
Yeah, one question. So, without using rebase also, then this should work, right? So there is
It's
no mandate
working, right?
to use.
But additional commit
Yeah.
ID will be created here.
Yeah, that won't cause any issue, right?
Which one cause additional
Like
commit ID?
additional.
See, there's no
Yeah.
point of just increasing your commit history, right? Why do you need two commits? Just you are pushing one commit. I just want to push changes from remote. For that, it's ideal that one commit should be created. Why do I need to have two of them this way?
Okay.
Your log history just becomes use.
Okay. Okay.
Madam, which one you suggest in real time that we can go for the rebase full
Full
or
with rebase.
full with rebase?
Mm.
Generally, what we used to do without rebase, we are just pulling it before pushing it. Yes, it is creating the extra commit ID, but so far we didn't. I didn't notice that much clear. But which one you suggested with in this case? Why we are doing continuously in the real time? Always pull without
Full with
rebase.
rebase.
Yeah, I
That's
also
what
observed, madam, this.
you might not have observed that, right?
Yes.
Yeah, you can use full rebase to avoid these commit IDs when you're pushing your changes. Full rebase can be used to avoid unnecessary commit IDs.
Okay.
Yeah, ma'am, thank you. That's I also observed the same issue. Because of this, I was having some around 12, 13 commits in my Git.
You push all of them. right?
Yeah.
When you push everything.
No, yeah, no. After pushing my changes to master branch, I was having like many commits, and some of commits my own commits, and some are like merged commits from the
Yeah.
development.
So you don't need to push all of them, right? There is no point of pushing all the merge IDs.
Yes. Yeah. And now I got it, ma'am. This why
Yeah.
this is creating. Thank you.
Let me just now go ahead with the conflict thing. Here, first I'll do without rebase. Okay, without rebase we did yesterday, but it will also help you to recap the things. Let's go. Okay, so now here in the local, let's go. There, commit -n from local return. So yeah, I made some changes. Now this is the new commit on local, right? This is the one just now I made. Have I given this message? Yeah, I think I have given this one. Okay, so yeah, that's a commit ID. Sorry, commit message. Let me check the status. Okay, so done with my changes. Now I want to push my changes. So the command is git push origin master. So what happens now? What will be the message?
Some updates are there.
It will ask us to get the updates, right? First, you have to get the updates, pull the updates, get the latest copy. Okay, now let's get the updates. Git pull origin. I'm not using rebase here. I'm just doing git pull origin master. Without rebase. Okay, so automatic merge fail, we have got the conflict, we have already discussed these things. So I'm just resolving it, accept current change, incoming change, accept both, or if you want to just compare, okay, there is something like merge editor provided by this VS Code editor. You can use your own way of resolving the conflict and resolve it. But because it's from remote, we will discuss with the person with whom we get the conflict. I'm just adding them. Okay, edit the file basically like how you want. Save the file. Once you save it, you have to commit the result, right? So yeah, so let's commit the result. Git commit, git commit -n local changes. Actually, that is commit result. Okay, and okay, this is the one. This is the one I made on local. Then this is for resolving the conflict. Okay, now let's try to push. Git push origin. I'm pushing without rebase. Here there were 18 commits initially. Okay, now right, do you see here additional commit ID got added? And if you see the commit history, yeah, these are the two. Like on local repository, this is the actual one. This is when you resolve the conflict. Both of them has pushed this way, right? Right, this is without rebase. A conflict scenario. Either it's a conflict or no conflict, you'll get an additional one. Now let us repeat this conflict scenario again with rebase. Index, let's say 5. Index 5 is created. Okay. Now let's create index 5.html. Let's add this file. See, this is the actual commit I want to push. But now if I try to push, it will ask me to pull the update. So let us try to push. You can directly pull. Okay, just to show you, I'm doing this. Okay. So now let us try to pull. Git pull origin master. But when you pull this, you will get an additional commit ID added, right? So what I'll do, git pull with rebase, git pull with R. Same like we did before, with or without conflict, the same way, pull with the rebase. Now, earlier we don't have a conflict, but now we'll get a conflict. Okay, see here, cannot apply like some message and you get a conflict, just open this file like we do the every time. I'm just making changes. Let's just save this file. Okay, and let me add this file. Git add index file. Git add index file. Right? At this point, if you see the status, yeah, do you see here? It's giving you some message. right? No commands, interactive rebase. This is called interactive rebase. Like I told you, there were different ways of things, like different types of rebase, interactive rebase, and you are currently rebasing branch master. If you want to continue, git rebase continue. This is what you should do. So I'm just doing the same, git rebase continue. Right, got some message when you are doing this rebase continue. I mean, you have to put some message, let's say merging or rebase, some message. Okay, I'm just leaving this sample HTML file and save this. Okay, now you can see the log. Right, this is the one. Right, now let's do the push. We finally want to push the remote. So git push origin master.
Can you show the commit number, ma'am? There it is 20 or 21.
Yes. Okay. All right. Now coming back here. If you go to the history, this is the one pushed. This is the one on remote, and this is the one you have got. Got it, everyone?
So it's
So
created two or one, ma'am, with
one.
rebase?
This is,
One
see,
only.
here you can see Preeti D is committed with this one. Like this is my username. Okay, this is on remote. This is the one pushed from local. Earlier, yeah, this is the one created on remote. These two are pushed from local. Two were pushed before without rebase. Now with rebase, this is on remote. After that, this is the one pushed. Understood? Okay. This is another way you can see how many are there. You can see from where this is from remote. These are from pushed from local. So that's how you can use pull with rebase. Yesterday, we have just discussed conflicts on remote. Today, again, I have shown you conflicts on remote and a way to push it. I mean, push your changes by pulling with a rebase. Totally today 4 scenarios and the other 2 scenarios, 6 scenarios. Any questions here?
Yeah, ma'am. When we do pull request, we are doing always like accept both the changes. But in case
you don't need to accept both of them. In my case, I am doing it. You keep whatever changes you want.
See, suppose if I say that reject the master, so it should directly pull that, right? Again, it will show as a conflict, or do I need to do add commit again?
Raghav, are you talking about pull request or are you talking about the merges we are doing?
Pull request, ma'am. At the time of pull request, I wanted to reject the master changes because I spoke with the master guy. He said he don't want that changes, so I can reject that.
But in pull request is different, right? Pull request is totally different. Pull request is you are raising a request to merge your changes into master.
Yeah.
Let's wait. Okay, we'll talk about pull requests in a while. I'll show you pull requests.
No problem.
Is this much clear for everyone? Any more questions in this part? So yeah, we have done till now lot many things. Okay, with the local and remote, we have pushed to remote. We have done lot many things on remote. Let's see few more options. Important options we can do on remote. See, the general practice is, like I said, your branches could be temporary purpose or permanent purpose. Okay, permanent means there would be branches for environments like dev, there will be maintaining a separate branch. For stays, they'll be maintaining a separate branch and all, right? There will be different strategies implemented. We'll talk about the different branching strategies once we get into our projects, once we get into our real projects. But for now, what I can say is, if it's a master branch, let's suppose master branch would be dedicated branch. Okay, we never make changes to master. For that matter, any branch, let's say you may have other branches like staging dev. If you want to, let's say you are a developer, okay, developer want to implement new feature. He will not directly write into develop branch, means he will not directly push into develop branch. What he will do, he will first create a branch from develop branch. Okay, he will create a new branch, make changes there. Then to merge into develop branch, he will raise a pull request. Whether it is master or develop, it's the same case. Just give me a minute. I'm trying to pull the marker. Can you all see the screen? Am I audible?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes, you are audible.
Thank you.
We
Thank
can
you.
see your data. Yeah.
So you may be having different branches this way, like you may have different branches. If you want to make changes to any branch, whether it is infra project or development project, whatever it is, you don't directly make a branch here. Or, I mean, make commits here. What you will do, you will create a separate branch from this. Okay, like a feature and some name, login feature kind of. Then you make changes in this branch. Okay, then if you want to, if it is working, if you want to merge it, you will merge it to the respective branch. You will raise a merge request or pull request to develop branch or staging branch or feature branch, whatever you want. That's what is pull request or merge request. And your senior or else your manager or the senior developer will review and accept that merge request. You will not directly do a merge there. Like see here. Here there is a only one master branch. Let's suppose, see, find or create a branch. I may create a branch B1. Okay, from master I can create. Of course, you create locally and push it. That's fine. That's how we do. You don't need to create directly here. Am I making sense what I'm saying? You can directly create a branch here from your master, then push to remote. Okay, or else you can also create this way from here. Okay, like this is the B1 branch. You may choose the branch this way. Okay, there were two branches, master and B1. Now, you may push your changes here. I'm directly doing it, but you will be doing it from your, pushing it from your local. Okay, you may, like, let's say I just want to make changes here. Okay, I created a branch from master. I made some changes in this new branch B1. Now I want to merge this to B1. Here you can see pull request. They may be called as pull request or merge request, whatever it is. Create a pull request. New pull request. Okay, here you can see compare the changes across branches. Master, you want to push to B1 to master. Right? See, it was showing the change you want. Create a pull request. It was showing what changes were there. Create a pull request. Because I'm just creating from myself, I would be seeing it. You may write some comment. Added changes to correct some config. Okay, you should tell what changes they were for. Create a pull request. The concerned a person will get the request. Right? Checking for ability to merge automatically. Require approval for specific reviews before merging. See, whether you need an approval to merge or not, whether you have permissions depends on the settings of this project. Whenever the repository is created, your lead or manager will create the rules like only certain people can merge, only certain people can approve the request. See here, add rule. Because I am the admin of this repo, I have created, I have all permissions. So it is giving me add rule. Means you can add the rule, who can approve it. See, require approval for specific reviewers. From specific reviewers before merging. Do you see this? Yeah, you can add a rule. Whether you want to review from 2 persons, because there might be 2 people involved. There's 2 persons from 2 teams are involved. And let's say it's a Jenkins file. In our case, we'll be talking about this when we create our actual files. Let's say it's a Jenkins file. DevOps person, DevOps lead should review it. Or also developer may have to review it if some changes related to their code or their stages, right? So whoever involved, you can add them for review. So when you raise a PR, both of them will get the request. Both of them should accept, then only it will be merged. Am I making sense? Because this is my own project, I am seeing this option. But you will add the rules. Who will see this option? Who will not? Who cannot do that? You will put all of that. Because it's my own repository, I'm just seeing this like merge it. So if I merge this pull request, then I can see the changes on master. See, I'm accepting it. Confirm the merge. If you want, you can update this. See here. Where is the code? You can also go to the code. Okay, in the comments, if you go file change, you can see.
I have one question.
Yeah, please continue.
Ma'am, I joined a little late, so please pardon me for that. So when we do git pull, that is not a pull request?
No, pull request means you are requesting to approve your. Hello?
Yes, ma'am, I'm listening.
No, is it echoing again?
In between it started, but now it is settled. Okay.
Okay. So what I'm saying is pull request is different from merging. Merging is you're directly merging from changes from one branch to another without any permission. Pull request is like you are requesting, you are asking permission from someone to review and merge it.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
So see, I merged it, right? Like I raised a pull request and we merged it, this one, right? You can see here, the change is not merged. 1 second. Master B1. We raised a PR with this line. On master, I should see the change. Index 5. I don't see it. Let me raise a PR once again. Yeah, PR is here. See, you can see pull request 1. Isn't it merged? Open PR. Let me check. Yeah, I think we did not merge it, right? That's why we don't have it. See, now I'm merging it. Okay, merge the pull request. Confirm the merge. It is merging now, right? Pull request successfully merged and closed. Now you see the change in master. It's like a permission. Okay, it's not that you are directly merging. You are raising a request. You are asking them to merge it. Now if we see this, yes. Understood? What is a PR?
Ma'am, this is easiest way than doing in CLI, right, ma'am? This is pretty easy.
See, this is only for your remote branches. Okay. This is, you are asking them to review. Again, see, if it is code changes are huge, they want to decide how to do it. They may get conflict. They'll pull to local and they'll resolve it. You can't merge it if there were conflicts here itself easily. Of course, this option is available on GitHub for your multiple, for your public branches. Okay, but when you get a, let's say you raise a PR, you get a conflict, they will pull the code locally, resolve it, and again they have to push it. It's just a kind of permission, that's all.
Okay. So ultimately,
Of course.
the main code will be there in master branch only, right, ma'am?
Master
Complete
branch.
application.
Master branch for production only. Okay, you don't do very regularly PRs for master. No, we will have other branches. Actually, they were like I told, different strategies. Like they may be having dev branch, release branch, or a stage branch, whatever be the names. Okay, the dev branch will be dedicated for development, stage for different environments and so on. Actually, what happens is they make changes in dev. Okay, that would be deployed to different environment. They test it, then they push the same code to staging. They deploy it, test it, run different test cases, different levels of testing. Then if it is working, they will push that to master. All these pushes, how they are pushing? PRs.
So ma'am, actually it should be a push request, right? Why are we calling it pull request?
Push request.
Yeah,
See,
because we are trying to push our
that
changes
is
to the
actually
master.
we are in the, like in the language, in the English, we say we are pushing changes from this branch to this branch. What is that push? It's a merge, right? Isn't it a merge?
Yeah, it is merge actually.
It is merge. It's merge actually, right? That's that. To merge it, you are asking for permission. It's not that you cannot merge to master. You will not have permissions at all. Okay, you cannot do that merge. You are requesting. That's called merge request. On Bitbucket, it's called merge request. On GitHub, it's called pull request. Whatever is the name, that's a terminology we use. That's a terminology already, like it's there. It's not our own terminology.
Yeah, a little confusing. Okay. Yeah.
So that is the another important feature, pull request. Only thing is, see, don't get confused. Don't think too much, beyond that is necessary. Okay, just understand. You will push changes from, or else let's say we merge changes from one branch to another, right? We merge changes from one branch to another, but you will not merge directly. You will raise merge request. That's all. It's easy now, right? You merge changes from one branch, but in the actual, in real world, we say push changes from one branch to another. But technically speaking, we merge changes from one branch to another. But during this merges, you need a merge request. That's all. It's a simple.
Okay.
It's not that you have to learn something. It's very simple. It will take you through the process. When you click it, it will ask you what to do next. You need to name your pull request and so on, right?
Yeah.
And they will review. The authorized persons, there might be multiple reviewers, whatever, it depends on the project, they design, how they are reviewing and all. They'll review and merge your changes. If your changes are not good, they will reject it. You have to rework on it.
One more question, ma'am. So in our repository, we have multiple branches, right, ma'am? Okay. Suppose from the local, I try to do git pull. So it will pull all the remote branches of that repository fully, or only the master it will pull?
Git pull origin. Okay, actually the command is git pull origin. When you do git pull origin, it will pull into the current branch. If you mention
from
the
which
branch
we are
name, if
doing?
you don't mention the branch name, it will pull all the changes. Of course, I think see you, when you do git clone, it will pull everything. For the first time, it will copy everything. Next time onwards, when you do git pull origin, it will pull onto whichever branch you are running. Or else you put the branch name. Means, let's say I'm on master and I'm doing git pull, it will pull master branch changes.
Okay, it pull only in the master branch. Okay, but
means, see,
all the branches of the remote?
On whichever branch you are running this command, it will pull that branch, not always master branch.
Okay, the corresponding remote branch only would be pulled in. Okay. Okay.
And see here,
I
because
have
no rules were, one second, no rules were added, it was saying it's not protected. Protect this branch from force pushing or deletion or required status. No one can delete it, no one can push it. Okay, before merging there should be. So you can raise, you can create those rules. Of course, you will not have permissions. Admins to the repository like manager, leads may have this. So they can see, allow deletion, allow force. Generally, we don't allow this. Okay, require a pull request for merging. See, you select all of this. Yeah, go ahead, please. Some of you are asking.
Ma'am, I have a question. In real time, do we have the GitHub access? Because if I write some code, I can directly, this UI is very easy to understand, easy to navigate. So I can directly put into my branch only. So can't it be possible, ma'am?
You'll
Why
have
do I
access to
depend on?
GitHub.
So
You
then
have
why should I
access to
depend on
GitHub.
CLI, ma'am?
Can
Yeah,
you
I
write all
can
the
put it here on
files directly here on the branch here itself on a B1? So many changes
yeah, I
might be
can
there.
create.
Try doing it, everything from there. If it is sample files like a
Okay.
dummy files, you may be. But like you are making changes later on, you will push it. You maintain everything on a separate branch here without the actual code. You can do it if you want. But changes would
Okay.
be messed up. What we'll do, we'll pull everything to our local. We make changes and then push to remote.
Okay. Sure, ma'am. Yeah, I
Also,
understood.
whenever you are working on the separate branch B1, no one else should touch it, right? But if it is on remote, everyone else might be pushing their changes. How is it your local
Correct.
repository?
Yeah. Yeah. And other concept like working directory, staging concept, that is also I will miss. And then
You will
.ignore
not there.
also,
You said you will
stash.
directly work on it, right? But how about others may access it? Others may pull your code. Others may pull your code. They may push it to other branches without your you confirming.
Yeah. Got it. Ma'am. Yeah, I'm just asking why
But
we are depending on
but
this
ma'am,
way.
we,
And yeah.
we can create a branch separately on this remote, right? And
You
then
can.
start working.
See, but it all depends. Sometimes you may not have an option to create branches also. What permissions you have, it depends. Like admin of the project can assign permissions to different users. It's not that everyone can create branch, everyone, even you may not have permissions to raise a PR. It depends on how you were created. If you are a fresher, you may not be given any permissions just except to view. You may see the changes, but to push the changes, you may have to take someone else's help. It depends what permissions you have. Not that everyone can create branch and all. But generally, if you are like a developer working or else a DevOps person, you'll have option to create branch. But that will be restricted because even branches will be costly on Bitbucket. Creating a branch, like a branch also costs us. So not that everyone will do. We will have restricted permissions.
Thank you.
Right, that's one thing.
Question.
Yeah, please go ahead.
Yeah, I want to clone the remote repository. So currently, 3 branches are there in the remote repository. Okay. So if I clone it, whether all the 3 branches comes to my local repo or only the master will
You will
comes
get
to my
all of
clone
them.
to. Okay.
You will get all of them. Yeah, try doing it. Okay, you have got this question.
How
I
it
answered
comes
it, but also try to do the hands-on. Okay, check from your end as well. Any question for that matter, I would suggest everyone to do hands-on from your end. You can even explore from your end, right? Definitely give it a try. Yes.
Ma'am, pull request we are doing in the portal, I mean the GitHub. So how do we know from the local repository people who are working this person is requested pull request?
Not from local, you will know. From remote only, you will know. Pull request is a feature on GitHub or a remote repository.
Okay, so you only the user, you made a change and you created a pull request and you only merged it. So the other user also will come to know that there is a pull request. So
When
there
they
will
check the
be.
commit history, they'll know. When they check the commit history, they'll know, okay, there is a merge pull request. This is how they'll know by seeing the commit history.
Okay. There was one option. I mean, near to the pull request, there is in the bracket 1, 2, like that was there.
That
So
is, if the
that
pull
means also
request is in hold, in pending, it was not accepted, it will show how many pull requests were there.
okay. So that should
That
be
only
periodically reviewed.
the person whoever raised it will see it. Like your pull
Okay.
request is pending means you can see it, right?
Yes, ma'am.
So that's about the pull request. And there's another option called forking. This is not much use, but I just want to show you. Particularly, we'll use this for some repos like, okay, let's suppose, see here, you can search the entire search in this repository. I want to search in the entire GitHub. Not as this one. Okay, there might be some open source repositories on GitHub. Yeah, search all GitHub for some Docker projects or something. There might be some open source projects, huge projects, approved projects. If you want to develop something about that, like developers particularly, there might be some open source projects they might have to develop about that, right? Let's say Docker, these are all open source projects. Anyone are open to make some changes here, right? They were open for any changes. Suppose if you want to work on it, kind of, you can fork it. Do you see? Fork your own copy of Docker library Docker. That's an official project from Docker. Okay, like a Docker developers. Okay, this is related to development of Docker. You don't worry about Docker is a project, you have to work on it. Okay, this is for developers of Docker. Just as an example, I'm showing you. Some 538 folks were there. You can fork it. Or else, let's say you are a developer, you want to, you have some Java code or some PHP code, an open source project. Okay, on GitHub, you have so many Java projects. Official projects might be there which are open source, whatever. Let's say here there is something related to Redis, whatever. See, you can fork it. When you fork it, fork your own copy. Means what happens when you fork it? Let me show you. I have forked some repos. Yeah, see, this is the one I have forked. This is some PHP application we used to use for a sample for Puppet project, Puppet and all, whatever. Let's say this is some PHP project, okay? It tells you what it is. It's a free open source wiki software written in PHP. It serves as a platform for Wikimedia. We used to use this example for PHP configurations, whatever. Sorry, Puppet configurations. But whatever it is, see, it will show you like fork. Means whatever you are doing when you fork it, it will be added into your account. Like this is my account, my username. It will be added into my account and I can clone it to my local, work on it, push back here. I can work on it from here. Means there might be some open projects. If you want to use that as a base and develop about that, you can use this kind of forking. When you fork it, it will be added into your own account. And whenever you are making changes, it will not be reflected into the original one. Okay, original one will not be affected. That's the importance of forking. But if someone make changes to the original one, they will be visible to this. See, you can sync the fork. Sync the fork means if you want to get the updates from the original one, because original one might be updated, right? You can sync it. See, it was saying the branch is out of date because I have forked it long back. Right now, if you want to see, there were some 13,050 commits from the upstream repository because I have forked it long back. So if you want it, you can sync it, update your branch. Understood? Because it's an open source, continuously changes might be happening. I want to develop about it also. I want to see the new features they have added. So whenever you want, you can get the updates from the original one by syncing the fork. So that's
Can you show one example how to fork it?
There is an open source project, you can fork it. Click on it. That's all.
Okay.
It will be added to your account. I don't want to do it. I already have so many projects. Okay, again forking this one. If you want, just click on it. Once you click on it, it will be added under your account like this, but at the bottom you will see forked from this one. This is the original one. If you want, you can fork the same. See, go here and click on fork. That's all. Then it will be added.
So it will create will it create a branch in in my account, in my repository?
It will create a repository in your account. Branch in which repository it will create. See, it's added as a new repository. It will be added as a repository into your account. From then, like any other repository, you can make changes, you can clone, pull, push, you can do whatever you want. You can make any changes on your forked copy like your own. It will not be visible to the original one. Original one will not be impacted with it. You can make any changes and develop your own thing about that.
Is there any limitation on number of repository we can add in our account?
No limitation. You can add any number.
One question, ma'am. See, suppose if I want to put like 100 TB, so will GitHub allows me to put endless data, ma'am? Or is there any limitation?
I don't think GitHub has got any limitation. You can put any data.
Oh.
But I think there is some limitation on file size limitation. But we never reached that size and I don't have those numbers. File size shouldn't be so huge or something like that.
Because for Google Drive, if it crosses 15 GB, we get a lot of reminders. But how this GitHub is handling?
GitHub is not having that, but if you want to have a private repos, private access kind of, then you will be going for a enterprise version of it. That's all. Not with respect to size and all, but with a permission restricted thing, you have an enterprise version of it.
One question. This forked repo, when we try to sync it, by the time if we have locally some changes, so they will be overwritten?
On remote, right? We were syncing on remote.
Yeah, here the forked image, if I want to sync it, and I also did some development in that.
You may get conflicts, you may have to resolve it and decide which changes to keep and all.
Okay.
So that is about Git and GitHub. We have learned, which is more than enough from basics we have done till this part. I think this is our 6th day, right? On Git, it might be 5th day. In total, it is our 6th day, correct? Like first day, we got an overview. We got an high level picture of the CI/CD pipelines kind of. Then we started with Git. And yes, we learned Git completely from the perspective of managing our code base, managing our files, right? But okay, we learned how you manage the files. See, whatever we learned this five classes, it's completely, I believe it's informative. There is no unnecessary stuff or else unnecessary discussions which are not required. Like we concentrated completely, and I believe it's a whole informative session. Hope you enjoyed these sessions, right? The same approach will be there for every tool. Okay, we will zoom into each tool the same way and we'll master it. But now, yeah, we learned Git, we completed Git. Completed Git in the sense, yes, we learned from the perspective of managing our files. Now, like how do we use it in the CI/CD pipeline, right? Like how do we integrate in our pipeline? If you remember our pipeline, whenever developer make changes, we pull the code. We know now what is pulling the code, what is pushing, what is a commit. We know all these terms now. Now we have to integrate in the pipeline. But to integrate in the CI/CD pipeline, we need to get into other tool as well. When you pull, you have to pull and build the code. How do you build the code, right? That's where build automation tool like Maven, integration tool like Jenkins comes into picture. So before getting into these Maven or Jenkins, we will be using this Maven or Jenkins from Linux server. You may be using it on Windows also, but majority of the tools needs Linux. Why and all I'll tell you. So first we'll get into Linux basics now. So the next topic would be Linux. how do you create your Linux? Like where are we going to practice Linux? How do we set up lab? Where comes AWS into picture? These are all the things for discussion now. We will start an AWS account, a free account, how to create an account, everything I'll show you from the scratch. Create an AWS account, create a Linux machine, then learn the Linux basics. Then we will learn installing Jenkins on it. Then we'll get started with Jenkins. So what is the next topic then?
Linux.
Linux.
Ma'am, one question, ma'am.
Tell me.
So I have got so I have got this code base from some other repo now. So how do I access this without setting up the local repository? Can I download this code directly from this online platform?
You can download as well. Here is the download option. Download a zip file. But if you want to version control it, when you download the zip, you go to that folder again, do git in. It's like clone only. Clone only.
Okay. The regular way, we get it to our local machine and then get it from there, right? Otherwise,
Yes.
directly from here.
From CLI you clone or else you download, whatever. So what I would suggest is please do the complete hands-on. Okay. And when like we were done with Git with respect to version controlling, how do you integrate it in the CI/CD? We will learn it. Okay. But before learning and starting CI/CD, because you have to set the pipeline. Where do you set the pipeline? We need a Jenkins there. So we have to get into Jenkins. Then we'll integrate this Git in the Jenkins CI/CD part. Am I clear? So before we start that point, means to get into that, we need Linux. We will be starting Linux from the next session. But before going to that part, you have to complete all the quiz related to quiz, all the assignments related to Git. Here I have shared everyday's URL, right? This is for yesterday's class and today's. If whoever not completed, complete all of them. Many more quiz will be coming up. Okay, to reiterate your learning. So first, make sure you are completing this and also the assignments. I think they were on the lab.
Ma'am,
Where will be the videos?
Videos will be on the YouTube with a private access from today. See here is the lab exercise. You can go through it or else you have a drive. Okay, whichever is convenient to you, you can go through all of them and finish it. I would suggest to complete all of that before we step into the next tool. Doesn't it sound correct? You should complete all of that before we go to the next. So don't pile up the things. Don't pile up the things. Okay, don't just keep the things on hold or pending. Please go through all of that. And even I would suggest to go through these interview questions on Git. Once you are done with those quiz, those hands-on, then go here. Okay, see, Git is about version controlling. Any file, whether it is your Terraform file or Kubernetes file, it would be the same. Okay, so execute the same scenarios for Git. Then you have scenario-based questions like in an interview. What could be a scenario-based questions? Here they were. Also practice them. Any questions, post it in the group. Okay, complete Git thoroughly. Okay, and when you are doing hands-on or when you are learning it, don't think beyond that is required and don't get confused. Okay, learn the content, learn the do the hands-on and do it in a proper way. It should be completed before the next session. Any questions here? Are we good?
yes, yes, ma'am. I have one question. Ma'am, in the Git rebase, right? I was doing, were multiple commits actually I have done, and I wanted to merge those commits into some very less number of commits or single commits. So I was trying. I just did a squash actually. So that only option I know, but there are some options like pick, right? Pick, and there is some options in that interactive shell. So I just wanted to know what are those.
There were so many things, Ramu. Like I said, so many things were there on Git. The cherry pick commits if you want to pick only commit and all. First, I would suggest to do the hands-on whatever we have done. Don't go too beyond. That's not required. I have never used them just for theoretical purpose. or else if someone asks questions like this, I have knowledge on it, but I have never used them in reality. No one will use them in reality. So don't spend your
Okay.
time on those things unnecessary. That's what I'm saying. Don't think beyond and get confused with unnecessary stuff. We have done Git 5 days, lot of content,
Okay.
which is more than enough. Not only for you,
Yeah.
for everyone, I'm telling, for your benefit. Okay, Git, if you see
Okay.
Git documentation, it's 100 pages. I can just teach Git for 6 months also. You can learn Git for 6 months as well. Any tool for that matter. You can spend even 1 year, you will not complete for sure. Don't get into
Okay.
all of that. Don't get confused yourself. But let's say I'm very interested. I want to master it. Do it at the end. Or else once all these 5 sessions, you are perfect. You mastered everything. You can answer anything in the content I have explained. Then explore, experiment such things. That's my suggestion. And then it's your call from then.
Yeah. Sure, ma'am. Thank you.
Yeah, makes
Because
sense.
see
Ma'am, I
what
have
I
one
have
question.
GitHub access, ma'am. How do I access your GitHub, ma'am?
whatever
registered
public
it.
repositories are there, if they are public repositories, you can access just with the
So how do I,
URL.
ma'am? Yeah.
URL.
Sure.
URL. You search with my username, you may get to whatever public repositories are there. See, here till now you don't need my repositories. But if you want, you can search it. You don't need it. You need the repositories when we start our pipelines, when we start our projects. We'll be executing our pipelines on a multiple projects as we discussed, right? Then you need them. Then you can
Yeah,
join.
actually,
Otherwise,
ma'am,
these are
when I try to do fork, I just wanted to do one of your repositories, suppose just a practice purpose. So how do I do that?
you can search with the username, like I said. You search with this, you should be
Okay.
able to see them.
Can you show me, ma'am, once? How do I search in home page or somewhere?
Go to your GitHub and search with some username, like with some owners. You can search.
Okay.
I have one more account. I'm just searching with some other user. Okay, so this is how it will be showing. These are not mine, I think. Whatever. So you see all the reports of this user, whichever are publicly available. It's showing this user. I'm searching with this user. Search it, you should be seeing them. Here you have search options as well. Search by match or whatever.
Okay, thank you.
Filter by code or filter by users, you have the option. So now I see DevOps Trainer. This is another account of mine. Tell me.
Ma'am, if I fork one of the repository, then can I unfork it because if I don't want?
I think you can delete your repository.
Okay.
Go to the settings of the repo and you can delete it. Here in the settings, you have delete option. Just explore it. Okay, these are with the explore, you can see all of them. Repository. You can make changes to all of them. Okay, here you have delete option.
So your ID is Preeti D, ma'am, because I'm getting a lot of Preetis, but there is no Preeti D.
You don't find anything with Preeti. Search with user, search the filters. Add some filters.
Okay.
Here on the right hand side, you have users, right?
Okay.
Set the filter. So that is all about Git. Any more questions from anyone?
No, how
Yeah,
to
so
assess the
not a question basically. So just to understanding that whatever you are teaching here is like the most used and then in practical or in the real time, and then that is good to start with, and more of the command or any argument anything we can explore. So that's what I understand, and also it's a good actually going in deep and then confusing.
Okay.
That's what I'm. So this is mostly used and then practically and in real time, and this is a more enough to start with, and then for the our even in the real time purpose. So more we can explore ourselves. That's what you're trying to say.
Yes, yes, Nandakumar. Here I'm covering all advanced
Okay, okay.
concepts whichever are
Yes,
used in
yes.
real practice and how you can clear interviews, how you work in your projects independently. All of that, those will be covered, which are more than necessary. If you master them, you don't need to get into anything. But yeah, here and there are few options. Those things anyone, as much as you learn, you will always see that which you have to explore and find out. That's how it works in
Yeah,
reality.
that's good. Yeah, that's really good, and thanks. Yeah.
That's how the course is designed with the content whichever is required and helpful in reality. Okay, it's not that it's in document you should know everything, or else because it's there on internet you should learn it. You should learn what is practically required, what concepts we should learn in the reality to work in a project. All of that will be covered.
Yeah,
How
it's
to
very
access,
true and very practical.
how to access the YouTube channel?
YouTube playlist link will be given in the group, and also you have shared us your email IDs, right? When you registered, your email IDs
Yes.
will have access to those videos. All those will be
Oh,
private from today.
okay.
Next session would be on Monday, ma'am, right?
Yes, next session will be on Monday, from Monday to Friday, every day at the same time. So you have a weekend, please do complete hands-on. And Raghav says he can forward. So any more questions or anything else you want to talk, you can reach us on WhatsApp on the mobile number directly.
Yeah, the one last question. Like, we have any separate WhatsApp group for this
Yes, there's
private
a
access
separate
and all?
WhatsApp group. I have moved everyone registered students to the separate WhatsApp group.
Okay, from this weekend we will get that group, right?
Already created, Nandakumar. If you are registered, you can connect
Oh.
with us. Everyone is added. All the
Okay,
registered students
yeah,
are
yeah.
added.
Okay. Yesterday night only I shared my email ID.
Okay.
So probably I will get it today, I guess. Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Thank you.
All right then. Thanks everyone. Have a good day. Happy weekend. See you all on Monday morning. Bye everyone.
Thank you, ma'am. Same
Thank
to
you.
you.
Have a nice day.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.